The workplace was quiet after hours, but their presence turned every shadow into a secret I couldn't ignore. I'd stayed late at the Everlake Hotel to finalize the details for Ethan Cole's corporate retreat, or at least that's what I told myself. The truth was messier. From the moment he'd walked into our lobby 3 weeks ago, tailored suit clinging to broad shoulders, his gaze had pinned me like a specimen. Not the kind of attention a junior event coordinator should want from a client, especially not one with a reputation for burning through contracts and people. Ava caught me staring at him during our first meeting. "Careful, Mia," she'd hissed afterward, her acrylic nail tapping the spreadsheet between us. "Guys like Cole don't see women like us as anything but receipts." Ava's always treated me like competition, but this time, her warning felt personal, like she knew the heat in my cheeks wasn't just embarrassment. Tonight, the hotel's marble halls echoed with every click of my heels. Ethan's team had requested last-minute changes, again, and the fifth-floor conference room was littered with half-empty coffee cups and crumpled blueprints. I was alone, or so I thought. The scent hit me first, sandalwood and something, sharper, like storm air. Then his voice, low and amused behind me. "Still here, Miss Carter?" I spun, nearly upending a chair. Ethan leaned against the doorway, tie loosened, sleeves rolled to reveal taut forearms. My throat dried. "Just finalizing the seating chart." "For a tech conference?" He stepped closer, scanning the papers. His finger grazed mine as he flipped a page. "You're either very dedicated or avoiding something." The air thickened. My pulse thrummed in my ears. Before I could reply, the lights flickered, then died. Darkness swallowed the room. Distant alarms wailed. Ethan's breath warmed my neck. Generator failure. Happens more than you'd think in these old buildings. I stumbled back, hitting the edge of the table. His hand shot out to steady me, lingering at my waist. Careful. The emergency lights flared, casting the room in crimson. His eyes glinted, hungry and unblinking. A beat passed. 2. Then his phone buzzed, shattering the silence. He stepped back. All business. "I'll call maintenance. Walk me out?" It wasn't a question. We didn't speak in the elevator. But when the doors opened to the parking garage, he turned, his thumb brushing my wrist. "You're better than this place. Mia, smarter." His voice dropped. "Meet me tomorrow, the rooftop bar, 8 p.m. I opened my mouth to refuse. Should have refused. But the elevator chimed, sealing my fate. Back in my office, Ava's sticky note glared from my desk. "He's not worth it." Too late. Because as I shut down my computer, I found Ethan's silver cufflink tucked into my blazer pocket, and scrawled on the back of my planner, a single line in bold ink. "You'll regret saying no." Subscribe for more confessions of forbidden workplace tension. The rooftop bar's glass doors fogged with the heat of my breath as I hesitated. 8 p.m. The storm I'd seen brewing through the hotel's floor-to-ceiling windows now raged, lightning fracturing the sky. I'd changed 3 times, settling on a red wrap dress Ava once called desperation in silk. My fingers trembled around the cufflink in my pocket, its edges biting into my palm. 1 drink, just to see. Ethan sat at the corner booth, bourbon in hand, eyes tracking me the moment I stepped in. No suit tonight, just a black button-down, sleeves still rolled, revealing the faint scar along his left forearm I hadn't noticed before. "You came." His smile didn't reach his eyes. "I'm here for the contract," I lied, sliding into the seat opposite him. The booth's leather sighed, trapping me in his scent. "Right, the contract." He pushed a folder toward me. "Our..." Hands brushed. Static. "Section 12B needs revising. Your colleague, Ava, was it? Insisted on vegan catering. I don't do vegan. I stiffened. She's thorough. She's territorial. He leaned in, the ice in his glass clinking. But you already knew that. The bartender, Lucas, 24, tousled hair and a smirk, brought my martini. Ethan's gaze followed his retreat. He's been staring at you since you walked in. Jealous? The word slipped out, reckless, curious. His foot nudged mine under the table. You're not his type. The storm rattled the windows. I sipped my drink, the gin bitter. And what is my type, Mr. Cole? Dangerous question. His thumb traced the rim of his glass. You want someone who sees you. Not the girl fetching coffee, not the good employee. The one who stays late, takes risks, keeps souvenirs. His gaze dropped to my blazer pocket, where the cufflink hid. The air vanished. He knew. Before I could speak, his phone lit up. A name flashed. Ava T. My stomach lurched. He declined the call, but not fast enough. You're working with her? I stood, chair screeching. Sit. Down. The command froze me. She called. Mia. Something about misplaced invoices from our last meeting. Sound familiar? The room tilted. Ava had access to my files, my desk. Had she seen the cufflink? The notes? Ethan's voice softened, a predator coaxing prey. Sit. Let's discuss boundaries. I sank back, knees weak. His hand covered mine, warm and deliberate. You think this is a game? Ava's playing one. I'm not. His thumb stroked my wrist. The retreat's in 2 days. My team, your hotel. But tonight? He leaned closer, lips grazing my ear. Let's talk about what you want. Rain sheeted against the windows. The bar dimmed, leaving us in a pool of amber light. His mouth hovered inches from mine, the question hanging. Then, Mia? Ava's voice cracked through the room like a whip. She stood in the doorway, mascara smudged, clutching a file. Ethan pulled back, but not before her eyes locked on our tangled hands. Ava. Wait, I started. She tossed, the file on the table. Explain this. The top sheet. A revised catering order signed in my handwriting. Vegan options slashed. At the bottom, Ethan's signature, and a post-it note in Ava's jagged scrawl. You're fired if this is real, Ethan chuckled. You really think I'd let her take the fall? Ava ignored him, her glare drilling into me. Office. Now. I followed, legs numb. In the elevator, she didn't speak, just stabbed the button for the staff floor. The silence choked until... He's using you, she muttered. And you're too damn blind to see it. Why do you care? She turned, eyes blazing. Because I was you. 3 years ago. Different client, same playbook. He'll promise you the world, then ruin you. The doors opened to her office. She flung the file on her desk. Check the dates. The contract's header froze my blood. Cole Ventures. But the year was 2019. 4 years ago. Client name, Ava Thompson. He's recycled this deal a dozen times, she said. Finds a new favorite at each hotel, gets concessions, then vanishes. Leaves us to clean up. She gripped my shoulders. Tell me you're not stupid enough to fall for it. The cufflink burned in my pocket. What if it's different this time? She laughed, harsh and hollow. It's never different. Her phone buzzed. She glanced at it, paling. Shit. The penthouse suite. There's a leak. Maintenance. Needs me. She grabbed her keys. Stay. Here. We're not done. The door slammed. Alone, I sank into her chair. My fingers found the cufflink again. Then, a knock. Lucas, the bartender, leaned in, holding a napkin. Guy in the booth asked me to give you this. The napkin smelled of bourbon. One line in Ethan's slanted script. Midnight, penthouse. Bring the cufflink. Or don't. Across the room, Ava's computer pinged. An email notification. Cole Ventures. Urgent. Contract termination notice. The penthouse elevator climbed in silence, each floor number blinking like a countdown. Midnight. The cufflink weighed heavy in my clutch, its monogrammed EC pressing into my palm. I'd ignored Ava's texts, 7 of them, each sharper than the last. Do not trust him. Too late. Trust wasn't why I was here. Ethan opened the door shirtless, towel slung low on his hips, water glistening in the scar on his collarbone. You came. You knew I would. I stepped past him, the sweet's opulence swallowing my resolve. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the storm, champagne chilled beside a scattered deck of cards. A game already in play. He poured 2 glasses, fingers lingering on mine. To transparency. I didn't drink. The termination email. Cole Ventures is pulling out. A negotiation tactic. He smirked, nodding at the cufflink I'd tossed on the table. You held on to that. Why? Evidence. Of what? He circled me, heat trailing his path. That you wanted me? The champagne fizzed down my throat. Courage or stupidity. Ava showed me the old contract. 2019. Her name. You did this to her too. He stilled. Did what, exactly? Used her. Got her to break rules. Then left. His laugh was bitter. She rewrite history? Ava altered the numbers, not me. Got caught, blamed the client, me. Sound familiar? He flipped open his laptop, pulling up a file. Thompson, Ava, disciplinary report. Check the dates. October 2019. Over 20K in accounting errors. My breath hitched. Why tell me this? Because she's doing it again. He stepped closer, voice ablade. Those vegan catering cuts? They weren't yours. She forged your signature, Mia. I have proof. The room spun. Ava's warnings, her desperation, guilt. Ethan's hands gripped my waist, steadying me. She's setting you up to take the fall. Unless what? His lips brushed my temple. Unless we rewrite the rules. The balcony doors burst open, wind howling. Rain soaked my dress as he backed me against the railing, the city a blur below. What do you want, Mia? Safety or power? His mouth found my neck. I arched into him, the storm in his hands erasing logic. Then, a scream. We froze. Inside, Ava stood in the doorway, face ashen, Lucas behind her holding a master key card. Mia, get away from him. Ethan sighed, like a man interrupted mid-meal. Right on time. Ava charged forward, waving a USB. I have everything. The forged invoices, the fake signatures, Cole's blackmailing the entire hotel chain. She grabbed my arm. He's not just after you. He's sinking the company. Ethan raised his phone, screen glowing. A live feed, the hotel manager's office where Lucas was now. But Lucas stood here. The real Lucas. Wait, I breathed. The screen's Lucas grinned, holding a crowbar. You didn't think I'd risk my own team, did you? Ethan murmured. Lucas peeled off a wig, revealing a stranger. Ava's grip tightened. He's framing me. Us. The USB. Ethan plucked it from her hand. Contains your schematics, Ava. Not mine. He turned to me. Choose. Her future or yours. The cufflink's edge bit into my fist. Below us, sirens wailed. The eye noise. Cufflink's sharp E carved a crescent into my palm as the sirens rose. Ava's nails dug into my arm, her whisper raw. He's lying. Please. Ethan's smile was a blade. Tick-tock, Mia. Rain lashed my face. Ava's USB glinted in his hand. Her downfall, my leverage. The hotel's future hung on my next breath. But so did hers. I wrenched free of Ava's grip. Mia... Ethan's arms opened, victorious. I stepped into them, my lips brushing, his ear. You win. His laugh vibrated through me. Smart girl. Ava stumbled back, eyes shattered. You're making a mistake. Am I? I slid the cufflink into Ethan's palm, fingers lingering. Show me the proof. All of it. He gestured to the laptop. Security footage played. Ava planting fake invoices in my desk, bribing the real Lucas to disappear, even doctoring the vegan catering order. Every move calculated to frame me. Why? My voice broke. Ava hugged herself, drenched and trembling. Because he promised me my job back, the one he got me fired from. She glared at Ethan. You swore you'd clear my name. And I will. He smirked. Once Mia signs the new contract, the document glowed on screen. Cole Ventures. Exclusive partnership with Everlake Hotel. Contingent on my promotion to head coordinator. Ava's position. Obliterated. I reached for the pen. Ava lunged, but Ethan caught her wrist. Watch. The pen hovered. Wait, I said. Terminate the lawsuit against her first. Ethan's jaw tightened. You're in no position to... I dropped the pen. Then no deal. A choked laugh escaped Ava. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Then he pulled up a legal form. Dismissal of claims against Ava Thompson. Sign. Together. We initialed in unison, the storm our witness. As the screen flashed, confirmed. Ava sagged against the wall. I'm sorry, Mia. Ethan kissed my temple. Now, the partnership. I scrawled my name, the title intoxicating. Head coordinator, power, safety. His lips met mine, possessive, claiming. Then he froze. Blood bloomed across his white shirt. Ava stood behind him, the cufflink buried in his shoulder. Nobody owns me. Ethan collapsed, cursing. The laptop crashed, glass shattering. Ava grabbed my hand. Run. We fled through service stairs, alarms blaring. On the third floor, she shoved me into a laundry cart. Stay down. They'll blame you if they find us together. Ava, I owe you this. She slammed the lid. Darkness. Wheels rattling, muffled shouts. Then, silence. I emerged in the basement, the cufflink clutched tight. Dawn bled through cracks in the delivery bay. My phone buzzed. An unknown number. Unknown. Check your email. The attachment. A security. Cam still. Ethan bandaged, smirking at the camera. Subject line. You're fired. But the second email froze my blood. From Ava Thompson. Subject. For Mia. A video link. Press play. Ava's face filled the screen. Bruised, but defiant. If you're watching this, I'm gone. Cole's empire is a house of cards. Burn it. Start with the cufflink. The footage cut to a locked drawer in Ethan's office. Zoom in. Dozens of identical cufflinks, each labeled with a hotel name, and a woman's initials, including mine. Subscribe for more workplace confessions. What did Mia find in that drawer? And is this truly the end, or just the beginning?